once have we asked that question and someone says, I don't know, not once. Okay, even a 12-year-old will sit there and go, yeah, all the stuff that I don't want to eat. Okay, because mom and dad make me healthy. So we know what to eat. Now, on the subject, how big is your stomach? Actually quite small. It's about the size of your fist. You know, it's really not that big. So when you eat a lot more than you're used to, this is why you feel bloated, constipated. Hello. This is the Burn Fat Faster Seminar, if you're here for that one. Yep, the right place. So this is what we're trying to aim for. So we go out on Nido and we see the guys with their plates. I mean their plates. Okay? And then, now we all know the stomach stretches. So over time, of course, that plate isn't necessarily going to fill you up. And you get used to it. Now, I honestly can't eat much more than that. I really can't. I feel horrible afterwards. So it's about teaching yourself good habits, lifestyle changes. You can't just expect to be healthy just because you're exercising and you're eating right. But of course, that's why you're here. You want to know what's missing. Now, the one thing that is missing is detox. This is the one thing that we're missing. So, who knows, or who can tell me what they think detox actually is?
Fasting?
Close. Close.
Drinking more water.
Closer.
Taking the toxins out the body.
Correct. Spot on. That's exactly what it is. We are taking toxins out of the body. But to understand how that works,
Toxins out of your
I
body.
need to tell you where they come from.
Oh, yeah.
Then I will tell you how they affect us, and how that relates to us burning fat.
You see how you
A little bit
your
faster.
life.
So, the first thing I want to talk about is coffee.
Dear.
Don't be so negative. The reason coffee's bad for us, there are two reasons. This is your pH scale, which you may remember from school. Down in the 0, we have the acid, 14 with alkaline. So there are two reasons coffee's bad for you. In fact, anything processed is pretty much bad for you. The two main reasons coffee's bad for you is because, one, it's quite acidic. On the pH scale, it's a 4. This is where you were when you were born. Perfect. Pretty much spot on. Now if we go a little further than that to each side of the scale, we die. So putting acidic items in our body brings us down, very, very much down. And a lot of the time it's very acidic things, acidic foods even, and most of the time in modern day world, it's going to be chemicals, hence the toxin part of the actual seminar. So in coffee, not only is it very, very acidic, great boost for the gym mind you, but quite acidic, it also contains pesticides. Naturally, we have coffee beans. Coffee beans have to get sprayed or something so that insects don't eat them. Of course, those, well, whatever they use, obviously it's poisonous, doesn't just disappear. It actually goes into the molecular structure of the coffee. Hence, coffee is going to be bad for us. The next one I want to focus on is refined sugar. So we all know that sugar makes us fat. Bingo. But why? Why does sugar make us fat? Sugar and carbohydrates are the only two things that your body will store as body fat. That's it. Fat doesn't make you fat. Fat makes you fat on the inside. Clogs your arteries, causes heart attacks, that sort of thing. But fat doesn't make you fat. It's carbohydrates and sugars. Now, they're both the same thing, just carbohydrates are a more complex version of sugars. Sugars burn up like that, you jump around, and then that's it. Look what happens to kids when you give them sweets. They go bonkers, and then they crash. And that's about midnight. Okay? Now, on the subject of sugar, we have brown and white. What makes white sugar white?
Chemicals.
Correct. It's more processed and bleached. Now, I actually resented that because why do chemically altered products always taste so good? They do it on purpose. I hate those guys. But I've always preferred white sugar to brown sugar. Only recently, in the last couple of years, that I've really started taking my health, fitness, and my career seriously, have I changed to brown sugar, honey, organic honey, that sort of thing. And I never used to like honey, ever. But it started up here. I made that lifestyle decision mentally before I did physically.
And raw sugar, the same as brown sugar, it would be, or the raw sugar.
Yeah, anything natural. I mean, if you think about it, like I used to go play in the sugarcane fields. I used to grab myself a piece of sugarcane and chew it.
Yeah.
And to go from that into what I used to put in my tea, it's really weird. Like, how did they do that? Like, my sugarcane did nothing, like, looked nothing like actual the white granules I put into my coffee and tea. So it gives you an idea of basically anything that we're not used to seeing, we kind of reject. And I think a lot of natural products nowadays, if you had to look at the product in a very natural form, you'd be like, no, it just doesn't look like what I'm used to. And we don't like the unknown. The next one is, let me see, yes, additives. As the word actually implies, it's adding things to products. Why do they add things to products? All sorts of reasons. To make them more appealing, to make them taste better, so that your stomach doesn't actually register the fact that it's becoming full. Example. Slogan saying, once you pop, you can't stop. And it is true. I've gone through an entire tin of those particular chips, crisps, whatever you want to call them, and I was still hungry back in the days. Right? That's sort of strange. Okay? But why do we add things? I mean, we add coloring. Coloring is very, very unnatural, especially in the candy shop world. You don't necessarily get natural colors. They don't say, oh yeah, that green Smarties from the mint leaves outside, we just processed them and got the color from there. It's very, very often made from a lab. We've all heard of the E-number scare of many, many years ago. Exactly the same thing, where they have contributed to heart disease, thyroid problems, even tumors. Okay, that's something that we should all take into regard. The next one I want to talk about are preservatives. As the word suggests, we are preserving things. Now, the most commonly used preservative is, it's not you guys, but almost, it's white and grainy, but not on the sweet side. It's the sour side, savory.
Salt.
Correct. It is salt. One of the most commonly used preservatives. Now, what does salt do to your body?
Dehydration.
It makes you retain water. Makes you actually retain it, so that you feel plenty all the time. Well, that's a bit of a problem, okay? Because the whole idea of burning fat is to what? Look slimmer. And if you're holding on to water, are you going to look slimmer? No, definitely not. Okay? Other preservatives include, things that extend shelf lives. Now we know about these because we go and pick up our frozen lasagna or our tin of baked beans, and it says expires in 2068. Have you never seen that?
Not as long as that.
No.
It's pretty long. I've seen it. I've actually seen it. It's scary. Now you could basically be, I could be feeding those to my grandchildren. And that would be a great thing to do if I was going to try and kill them. But I don't really want to kill my grandchildren yet. Okay? So we have to think, if stuff in these foods are helping to preserve them, to keep them going for 20, 30 years after they're supposed to expire, what on earth makes you think that your body can break these things down. It's 12 o'clock, isn't it?
Folks, right now we're about to start our fashion show.
Okay, so back onto preservatives. Basically, I just want to finish off by saying, if it's going to make the product last that long, what makes you think you can break it down? So our body will naturally detox itself by sweat, excretion, and breathing. Okay, so I'd like to talk to you about a lot of crap. Oh, you should have seen that one coming. Okay, now ideally we want to be in a very healthy state before we're trying to burn fat. So we've tried exercise, we've tried diet, and it only gets you so far. You have to agree with me, otherwise, out of 2,190 people on board, 6 of you wouldn't be sitting here. Okay, so everyone else obviously knows the secret. I mean, maybe you can ask them actually. Go on to leader and be like, hey, do you know that seminar that you missed? So, why? What's the secret? Okay, so we need to talk about crap. Now, like I said, you want to be in a very healthy state. So, detoxing is actually part of it. You want to bring yourself out of an acidic state and back closer to the pH level neutral where you were born in. So to do this, we have to look at what actually brings us back up to an alkaline state. The answer is my little green friends. They're called algae. Yeah. Now, I'd like to introduce you to how your body works. Hold that thought. Okay, so here we have the culprit. Yeah, evil, fat. That's the one we want to get rid of. So this is where we say muscle burns fat. Right? Wrong. Your fat gets converted into a sugar by one organ. Who knows what that organ is? Take a guess. Go on, tell me it's your heart. Tell me it's your pancreas. Tell me it's your intestinal wall. Tell me it's your gallbladder. I'll give you a clue. It's really big and regenerates itself.
Intestine.
Not that good.
Kidney.
Almost. Almost. It's the liver, ladies and gentlemen. The liver. Responsible for 500 other metabolic functions, including filtering and keeping your blood healthy, which in turn keeps you healthy. So, we want to look at the crap. All of our crap that we get drinking coffee, going into an acidic state, additives, preservatives, sugars, the whole thing builds up in our liver. Which then flows over into our lymphatic system. Now, if I were to take a bottle of water, a full bottle of water, and pour more water into it, it's not a trick question, I promise. Pour more water into it, what would happen? Absolutely right. See, everyone else thought it was a trick question. Thank you for being honest. Of course it would overflow. So that's exactly what happens with crap. All these toxins coming in year after year after year after year that you're not getting rid of eventually build up and they'll overflow. It overflows into the lymphatic system. Now who actually knows what the lymphatic system is? It's your body's natural drainage highway. It's like the gutters on your roof. That's what our lymphatic system is. And like I said before, this is how we get rid of natural toxins. Lymphatic drainage, excretion, exhalation, and sweat. That's what would happen. But because these toxins are natural, we can't just sweat them out. And they then accumulate in the lymphatic system. Now, branching off of the lymphatic system, they'll then start going into our lymph nodes. And this is where you're all going to go, ah. Because it's no coincidence that they then attack the closest fat cells, the toxins will attack the closest fat cells just branching off of the lymphatic system. And, ironically, they are under the chin, under the arms, the tummy, and the thighs. It's no coincidence. Okay? So they will then start attacking my fat cells, which is a bit of a problem, because your body is going to pick health over weight loss any day of the millennium. It really is. It's going to make sure that you survive rather than looking good. So basically, it's going to protect itself. Inside every cell, we have a certain level of water. It takes water from the inside of your cell to dilute these toxins that are on the outside. Therefore, cutting that fat cell off from oxygen, nutrients. In effect, killing the cell. But also making it absolutely impossible to be used as an energy source. This is exactly why I'm going to use guys as an example, because women hate it when you do this. Guys, your wife tells you, honey, looking a bit, go to the gym. You kind of go, okay. So off you go to the gym. 6 weeks later, you're doing really well. Arms are looking good, legs are okay. A little bit of a struggle around here, but hey, it happens to everyone, doesn't it? And then you kind of think to yourself, I've got to a point, what's going on? Help me out. So, I'd like you all to do a test for me. Hold out your forearms. And pinch the forearm. Let go. Springy, right? Boing. Straight back to where it went. Now, you're all like, uh-oh. Do the same test. Here. Go on. Pull. Release. If it's still wobbling, we have a problem. Okay? Now, remember what I said about where the lymph nodes are. You have no lymph nodes here. First place you will lose weight from. Your arms start going really lean. You have lymph nodes here. Toxins attacking fat cells. Unable to burn. Make sense? Good. Makes perfect sense, actually. Yeah. So, this is why detoxing is so important. And it's very likely the one thing that you're missing. Now, unfortunately, let me see. That's roughly the amount of lymph nodes that we have. Who wants to take a guess which one's the men's and which one's the ladies?
The ladies is 280.
She is right. Ladies, you have more lymph nodes in the tummy area. I know that you're like, oh, really? Yep, sorry. I didn't design you. Promise. So, the answer is, naturally, to get rid of these toxins. So, I've already given you a glimpse into how we do it with algae, my little green friends. So what they do is they go in and gradually remove these toxins, allowing your fat cells to be used more efficiently as energy. Now, if you're already eating right, if you're already exercising every day, as we've discussed, and you need a strategy that's going to help you, then this is it. This is the one you're looking for. But if you're not eating enough, like me, I had a burger yesterday, I'll admit, I promise. I had a burger, I'm sorry. If you're not exercising, then try those first. You are going to be wasting your time. I'm going to ask you to book in for a consultation with me to see how toxic you are, to then recommend a program for you. But I don't want you to come in here thinking that you can take these products that I can offer you, thinking that you're going to sit at home, pop some capsules, and you'll lose weight. Absolutely not true. That's why I asked you if you're in here for a quick fix. Doesn't exist. Hard work, blood, sweat, and tears, with maybe a couple of sprained ankles and some broken bones. That's what it takes to lose fat. It's not easy. If it was easy, no one would be overweight. So, we all understand how toxins affect our fat burning process. Yes? Good. I'd like to talk to you about the algae aspect of it. So, I said to you guys that our answer is algae. Now, algae is really cool, but we have to think about it. So, who knows, on average, how many tons of chemical waste we dump into our oceans every day? Me neither, I just thought you guys would know. But it's a lot, right? It is a lot. Megatons every day from all over the world. But yet, you go to the Caribbean, and you can see 5 meters down. It's crystal clear. I miss those waters. I really do. Oh, update. Weather. Very good day. Loads and loads of chemicals into the ocean. But in the Caribbean, we can still see crystal clear water. It's almost drinkable. It's beautiful. And you can see a good 5 meters down. I can actually see the bottom of the ocean, like the bottom of the seabed, when we were docked once. It was amazing. Didn't actually expect to see that. So, what is it that actually makes the oceans clean? Well, on land, what filters our chemicals for us? Well, trees. And the ocean's version of trees is algae. Algae take sunlight and they produce oxygen for the water. Brilliant stuff. Unfortunately, we want to kill them all when we put chlorine into our pool, which, by the way, is another really bad toxin for us. Now, the really good thing about algae is it's 100% natural. Now, there's actually a lake called Clement Lake where they get the algae from. And it's also 97% alkaline. Now, honest question, guys, tell me, if you ingested enough algae, would it bring you back up to an alkaline state? Yeah, it would. Absolutely. You'd only need the amount, the size of this room. Every day. You want to exercise every day? Eat green every day. It's a lot of algae, if you think about it. Oh, I hate to think about it. That's why our detox products have basically freeze-dried it in a encapsulated form. So the whole idea is to ingest enough algae along with other vitamins and minerals to help speed up your metabolism, help with any arthritic pain that you might have, and basically get you back into an alkaline state. Now, just as a matter of fact, it's not just about being in this kind of state here to burn fat. Just being healthier is what it's all about. So, would you like to say no to an opportunity to maybe burn some fat and be healthier? But let's think about being healthier. We take vitamins, right? Who takes vitamins? I used to. Not anymore. This is why. So, if you wanted to detox with me today, it would cost you an average of $25 a week, $100 a month. Too bad. Average person spends $50 a month, excuse me, on multivitamins. That comes to, you guessed it, $600 a year. Now, the average person needs to detox for 180 days, meaning 6 months. The difference between the two is with this one, you are wasting $570 because your body can only absorb 4% of the vitamins it gets. This explains why, after taking a vitamin, or some vitamins, your urine goes really yellow, practically glows in the dark, or it smells very, very pungent. Because your body, these are natural vitamins, will get rid of whatever it doesn't need. And because it's in a toxic state, it can't even absorb any of it, just doesn't have a chance. So, remember the liver? Now, I like to think the liver is like the mother of the body. Overworked, underpaid, never gets appreciated, and just has to deal with a lot of crap, as we saw. Okay? So give the liver a chance. So like I said, average cost is $600. So would you rather spend the same money becoming healthier, getting a chance to be leaner, burn fat, or the same money on really expensive urine? I know what I'd go for. Okay? So that's how that works. Now there are two ways you could do this. You can do it internally and externally. Which one do you guys think is more powerful?
Internally.
Internally. Okay, some really good guesses, great answers, good feedback. But the answer is both of them. It was a trick question.
Hmm.
Like digging a tunnel from both ends. That's how these work. Also, there may be some contraindicators to us. Medication that you may be on, or conditions that you may have had, may influence the product. Now, I've said, yes, it's all natural, but it doesn't actually mean that it's going to like the medication you're on. Product's natural, but it may fight with the unnatural part of you, the medication that you're on. So, this is capsule-based, internal, and the external is bath soak and oil-based. Okay? Women generally pretend they really like the external one because you just brush yourself before shower, get out, oil yourself up, and twice a week you sit in the bath for 40 minutes. What more do you want? And that's detoxing. That's great. Not many people can do that. I can't even do that. Actually, I'm on the external at the moment. I had to give away my bath synergies because I don't have a bath. I was, I nearly cried. Anyway, a consultation with me is going to be $35 per person or $50 for a couple. Now we give this discount to the couples because we believe that you guys should be supporting each other. You're not both going to come to my consultation, sit there and go, yeah, honey, you really, really need to detox. That's bad. Okay? You both probably need to detox. It takes an average of 4 to 7 years for signs of toxins to start showing. And this can be anything. I mean, there are 6.7 billion people on the planet. Okay? It's different for every one of us. Some of us will have skin conditions. Some of us think we'll have hereditary conditions, but it won't be hereditary conditions. You know, diabetes, you know, things like that. Others will have ingestion problems, IBS, and a lot of us will develop conditions a lot sooner, like arthritis. There are things out there that can help. Detox is one of them. So, you're going to come and sit down with me, and I'm going to talk you through a lot of things. But, how does it work? Now, I can't just look at you guys and recommend you a detox program. I can't say 2 years, 5 minutes, 6 days, 23 million hours in the gym, 15 billion years. I can't do that. So I need my machine to actually tell me how long you need to detox for. Now that's called a BCA, Body Composition Analysis. In this test, this is a consultation, I will actually take 2 pads, connect them to your hands and your feet. Have you ever done that test in the gym where you hold that little thing and the guy pushes it for you because your thumb's too short to reach, and it tells you your BMI, body fat, and all that rubbish? Well, that's completely inaccurate, based on the same principle. It takes your whole body into account. Okay? Electrical charge goes between the 2 points and actually tells us how much muscle you have, how much body fat you have, and your intracellular level. Your intracellular level is what I need to know to find out how much water is on the outside protecting you from toxins. This I calculate in front of you, and what we regularly recommend is for every pound of toxic water that you have, we recommend 1 month's worth of detox. Okay? That is pretty much what we're after. So everyone understands that toxins affect us in every way, and we get them from pretty much everywhere. Mostly crap. You should be here for that one, that was good. Okay. Okay, so everyone understands where toxins come from, and we actually understand how toxins influence our ability to burn fat as an energy source. Does that make sense to everyone?
Mm-hmm.
Any questions on that? Anything else I can explain to make it more clear? Otherwise, just watch the recording again. Okay, so we'll understand that we need to detox to give ourselves a chance. Now, like I said, I'm not going to have you come in here and waste your money on this. If you come to me and say, Sean, I really, really want to detox, I am exercising, I am doing everything I can. I eat like 15 lettuce leaves a day with some tomatoes and some black pepper, and I am still a bit chunky. Help me out. You're missing this. If you're not exercising regularly and eating right, start with those first. But remember, this is exclusively only on ships. You're not going to get this on land. You'll get the products, but you won't get the consultation. You won't know how long to detox for, and it'll be more expensive. I have checked. I've actually done my own research. Again, this is the wonderful thing about the company I work for now, is that everything we do on board is actually cheaper than getting it on land, unlike a lot of other things, which really annoyed me. Okay, so if you want to book in with me today, I've only got a couple of slots left, so come and see me, and I can book you in right away.
How much water should we be drinking a day? And is it the same for every person, or does it vary from person to person?
I would say it's probably going to be different for everyone,
Right.
but the amount of water that's going to be too little and too much is so small that
Right?
it doesn't
So
matter.
how much?
2 liters a day.
2 litres, 2 litres
Yeah.
a day.
But it's, I don't know, that's like asking me how much hair you have. I don't know. Everyone's different, so I don't know what your water consumption is. There are little programs you can use to figure it out. But
And what if you're never thirsty for water?
then that's just weird.
Is it?
Yeah,
Mm.
that is definitely,
Weird.
that's a really, really no-go area.
Yes.
They say thirst isn't a very good indicator of actual dehydration, but I disagree. I'm thirsty all the time. That's probably because I work out so much.
Mm.
I'm I'm forever drinking water.
Really?
Yeah, in fact I'm really thirsty right now, but it's probably because you said it.
Okay. Oh, that's good. All right, thank you.
But,
It's been very interesting, thank you.
not a problem, you guys.
Yes.
Give you an insight into another aspect of health.
Yes.
Water shouldn't be too cold, or should it to drink?
Oh God, no.
It should be just a
Everything is commercialized.
Yes.
Everything's commercialized nowadays, and what we think is good for us really normally isn't. Having ice cold water is a preference. Your body hates it. It doesn't want ice cold water. Have you ever heard of actually not drinking anything when you eat?
Yes.
There are books out there that illustrate that when we drink water or anything else, when we eat, we're diluting the very acids that are trying to break down our food. And even there's food combining as well, having certain foods with others, because we release 2 different chemicals in our stomachs that break down acids in foods and other ones.
So when you say drinking water with the food, you mean like you should not be drinking water then eat, or you should not be finish your food then drink water?
Finish your food, give it 20 minutes, then drink.
20 minutes.
Okay,
Yeah, roughly.
okay. Well, we got it all wrong.
Yeah.
Well, my wife got it all wrong.
Pretty much. Are you blaming the wife?
Well, she's the one who forced us to eat.
Yeah, no, there are so many books out there and so many things. I mean, nowadays you would be incredibly impressed at how little food you actually need. Now that you're past 25, you need less than half the amount you did when you were a teenager. But you didn't know that because you've only ever grown up to eat as much as you did. And our dietary habits change as we get older, but the rest of the world doesn't seem to know this. Very, very, very tiny percentage of us know that. I know that now because I barely, or it feels like I barely eat anything. And if I look at ice cream, it just goes, and I'm like, that's 10 weeks in the gym again. It's crazy. But back when you were 19, 20, you could eat anything. You remember that, how good that felt. You could have like 15 pizzas, 2 ice creams, 5 milkshakes, and a tin of Coke. And nothing would happen. You could still run around there. You didn't feel anything. You'd be amazed. Now, one little dessert, and you feel stodged up for days.
Yeah, couldn't go to sleep.
Exactly.
Couldn't go to sleep.
Hate it.
So tonight when we order a chocolate cake, I'd be thinking, oh no, I shouldn't be having this. Put it aside. I'd be feeling so guilty.
Have a
when I-
glass of water instead.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, I still do it. I know my body hates cold water, but I love cold water. It's the only reason I'll drink water is if it's ice cold.
I never have cold water, never. Always tap water. I hate cold water.
I walked around in Russia the other day, and the only thing I had was sparkling water. I hate sparkling water. I ordered the wrong one because of course they don't speak English. And it had been in my bag for about 5 hours. And I just, this warm sparkling water, I was like, I can't. And by the time I finished the block, I was like, that's not too bad. It's okay. Yep. I'll have some of this. But I dealt with it. But like I said, it's taking that first step. It's changing up here.